Hey, what's up, YouTube world, electronic world, e-commerce, internet? It's your coach. It's your early in the morning in the mobile office. Once again, going to another session. Ah, man. So 51-year-old knocks out, it was an 11, 12-year-old girl. It's all over the internet. It's viral. Dude's getting, well, he's accused. Charges pending. Man. I got about 5 minutes, so I'm gonna transform really quickly into coach mode. Okay. First off, if you haven't seen the video, go watch the video. I'm trying to find the full extended version of the video so I can see for myself. However, from what I've been reading, I read a lot of the comments. I read, especially in cases where it's like, it's black and white cases. I'm talking about like race. Like I read all the comments, both. One, because I want to really get the perspective of both sides of the tale, and also to it. I mean, it's just good. It's good, right? So, okay, so this girl gets knocked out. All right, so by a grown man. So I'm gonna share my perspective on it, and a huge part of the reason why I've decided to go the direction I've gone. This is exactly the reason. This is the exact reason. It's about kind of understanding and teaching our young people perspective. One of my mentors and one of my heroes, Dr. Khalid Muhammad. One of the things that he talked about is, this is probably going to be a little bit more, from a black perspective, but he did talk about that. You got to kind of understand where you are, right? And there's a cool little video where he was talking to young black men, black men in general, black people in general, and it's kind of like, what to do if you get pulled over by the police. But in the video, he kind of, he kind of brought things into clarity when he talked about, you're just talking about perspective. You kind of got to know where you are. You kind of got to know about the environment that you're in. And so, in this case here, this is another classic case where young people miss some type of teaching. Somewhere along the line, young people miss some type of teaching. The one thing that really kind of ticks me off about this whole entire thing, okay, is not the fact that you have this big dude punching, punching out this girl. First off, when I see the video, dude's surrounded by a whole bunch of little young yappers, and they're acting a fool and whatever the deal. And so, I mean, I'm just gonna keep it real, man. Like I'm just gonna be just coach mode. First off, right? I'm gonna talk to it like, let's say I'm Jamaican. I'm a black Jamaican, so I can talk from this perspective. First and foremost, if I'm 11 years old and my parents walk up, forget the punch for a second, and my parents walk up, and I mean, if you're a black Jamaican, be honest, and you're out there acting a fool just like the way that these young girls are doing, and your parents walk up, forget the punch. How many of y'all are gonna get knocked out in some way, form, or shape? How many? Let's be real, right? Because this is like, I'm tired of seeing like young black people just doing dumb stuff, and then stuff happening to them, and then people reacting and you know what I mean? Like young girl, you could have been killed, man. You don't know this guy. I mean, maybe you do, I don't know. But you don't know what the day that he had. You don't know what he's going through. Like, come on, man. Like, we gotta stop. I mean, we're talking about protecting our kids, right? First off, you want to protect your kids, you educate them properly, you teach them properly at home, and now, you know what, man, and it isn't just as clear cut as it is. And I could talk about all day. Well, we gotta educate your kids, we gotta teach them. But at the end of the day, that is the truth, though. Like, you gotta teach your kids how to act properly. You gotta teach them about the real danger. You gotta bring perspective to them, right? And so, man, yeah, I mean, this whole entire thing, I got so much to say on this, because this is, if I'm standing in I'm standing in a room, and I'm starting now to really teach my young athletes about how to act in public. The first thing I'm talking reality. I'm not talking this, oh well, you got rights and this and that. I'm not talking none of that. You don't have no rights when situations get heated and emotions come into play. You have no rights because it's emotions. Like people are getting heated, right? Let me back up here for a sec. When emotions start to boil, no one is thinking about rights. I mean, they might be thinking about right, left, and uppercut, but they're not thinking about like your rights and this and that and what. Come on. It should never have gotten to that in the first place. And we could sit and we could talk, we could berate and say, "Oh yeah, the adults. It should have been around the adults." Okay, let me slow down for a second. Okay, because I've watched a lot of commentary on it, and debates, and what I'm not really happy with is I'm not happy. Couple of things. Okay, one, the dude punched a girl. Okay, realistically shouldn't happen. But the second part is I'm not happy with the fact that okay, yeah, this young girl got punched, and I feel terribly because I mean, who knows, right? What's gonna happen after? Like, what kind of scars or anything, physical, emotional. But I'm not happy with the fact that people who are out there out speaking are in kind of like, taking this dude and dismantling it, and it's like a massive race issue, versus what it really is. Like, it's a group of young people acting disrespectfully towards an adult. End of the day, that's what it is. It's a group of young people acting disrespectfully towards an adult. Number one. Yes, okay, yeah, you can talk about race and everything else, but man, you can't be out there disrespecting adults. Like, I'm an adult. I don't want to get disrespected by any young person at all. I'll respect you, you respect me. That's it, right? I mean, we were taught respect your elders. So why does it have to come down to a situation where you see a man who's surrounded by a group of girls, and we can say we can talk all day like, yeah, you should be an adult and you should know blah blah and this and that. Yeah, well, how many adults out there personally are like worse than teenagers. So let me wrap this up anyway. I think I'm starting to rant anyway. I don't even know if I hit any point. End of the day is this. Marcus Garvey said charity begins at home. All right. So if you're not at home and you're not teaching your kids properly how to behave, you're not teaching them about simple respect, right? Respecting anyone who's older than you. You're not teaching them about, okay, your feelings got hurt, you're getting angry, this is an adult, you walk away, right? You're not just simple things. You're not teaching them about the real dangers. I mean, this girl you could have been killed. All of you could have been killed. Look at all the crap that's going on. Like, people are just shooting up the place like crazy, especially guys down in the U.S. All of you could have been killed. You don't know. This guy could have just had something on him, and that was it. He was at the tipping point, and he just pulled out his gun and just started blasting. Right? We've got to teach our kids how to act when they're in public. You have to have a mission for your kids, right? And that's why I talk about the long-term plan. You got to have a long-term plan and a vision not for your kids, but with your kids, so that when they get to 10, 11, 12 years old and they're getting a little bit more responsibility and they're getting a little bit more freedom, and you know what, they're out there and they're not with you, they have a plan in mind, they know how to act, and they understand the purpose of why they need to act this way, regardless of how they feel. One, so that they can come home safe, right? That's the first one. They can come home safe to you. The other one is that they can live a long and enjoyable life. You have to teach your kids. You have to spend. I'm not talking down on everyone else. I struggle with it as well too, because being a parent is tough. Young people, if you're watching this, you've got to understand where the line is. If you have questions about how to act, ask an adult. If that adult isn't going to help you, ask another one. Adults, we've got to stop babying our kids, and we've got to start teaching them properly. Like, this is not, it's not a joke anymore, right? It's not a joke. We don't have the same type of communities that most of us grew up in, where the community itself was your protection. We don't have that. It's not around anymore. Yes, there are communities around the world that still have that. I'm here in Vancouver, British Columbia. I don't have that. I don't have that, and I don't expect that for my kids. So you have to teach your kids. Here are the rules. Here's how you got to behave. And you know what? You got to have a box for them, and when they step outside that box, you have to check them. And you have to tell them properly. If you're not able to do that, there are great programs in every community, whether it's sports related or just whatever it is, that you can, as a coach, you can bring your child to me, and as a coach, it's not my responsibility, but as a part of the program that I created in dedication, that I'm gonna train them how to be disciplined to act. Right? It's just something you got to do. You gotta step on your children now and say, listen, this is not a joke anymore. You're gonna get yourself hurt real bad. This is a different world altogether. Right? People are stressed out, and they don't want to be dealing with like yappy little 10, 11, 12-year-olds. Like, they don't want to deal with that. They've got a lot of, this is a high stress world now. People aren't willing to deal with that. Right? I mean, I hear people talking about, this guy, he should be charged. You know what? This dude has a good lawyer. He's getting off. Nothing's going to happen to him. I'm telling you that right now. If you're watching this, mark my word. If this guy has a good lawyer, he's getting off, and nothing's going to happen to him. He might just say sorry. He's having a bad day. But at the end of the day, your jaw's broken, your face is whatever, right? Sorry isn't going to fix that. So, anyway, man, that's just my piece on that. Like, yeah, we can start blaming whoever and this and that. At the end of the day, we have to take responsibility. And I was watching this one debate last night where they kind of debated that should black men step up and defend black women no matter what, right? At whatever cost. And yeah, I do agree. As black men, yeah, we gotta step up and defend, man. As men in general, we gotta step up and defend. As black men, we gotta step up and defend, because yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happened to our young kids and just women and whoever else, right? We gotta step up and defend. But at first, go back to my teacher, Mr. Marcus Messiah Garvey, talk about it begins at home. Number one, it begins at home. And so if it's not a home, right, okay, you don't have the time, or, we're going to talk about where the communities that some of these kids came from. Well, you know what? Let's really shift the focus now and start to build a community where you can tap your kids into that. They're going to get the training that they need so that they can go out there and be productive in this world and not have to worry. There are always going to be dangers, but at least they're going to be armed for those dangers properly. Oh, anyway, I'm off. If you're watching this, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to me. Like and share this video. Get it out there. And as I said, if you have any questions about the 50-year game plan, the game plan that I've used for almost 2 decades now, helped well over 100 national gold medalists. Kids who are on scholarships at universities all over Canada and the U.S. You know what? I'm definitely willing to share that with you. I it's my passion. I want to help. And things like this that I see that's happening. That it's one of the reasons why I chose to go in the direction that I'm going in. And you know what? You can message me, send me a message, garfieldgary@gmail.com. Direct message me if you're watching us on Facebook. I will definitely help you out. Ask me whatever questions you need to. I'm sure whatever community you're in, I can help you find a program in that community, or just in general, until I kind of get things going. No rush right now to kind of set up the site, the online academy. So while that's in process, you got a chance. You can get at me for free. But like I said, this is the big reason why I decided to go in this direction is because of incidents like this that I see happening, and not just there in the U.S. It's all over. It's all over. And so we got to do things if we want to protect your children. You know, as Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey talked about, it begins at home, right? That charity kind of begins at home. Until now, stay safe. Peace.